Just be quiet. Someday you're going to thank me because I'm going to make you guys so tough your crap will fight to get down the toilet. But I don't want to be a 300-pound bowl of pudding. And in the wood yard today, it's time to bring home Uncle Benjamin. Lots of them. Here we go. It's another spectacular day here in the wood yard. Too bad you guys can't be here. Too bad you're stuck in your cubicle or in your stinky room on your throne. It is beautiful out here. It is about, I don't know, 7:45 this morning. Sun is coming up. John Denver was right. Sun's coming up. Cakes on the griddle. Great day to be a country boy. Today we've got some deliveries. I am going to be chucking in some wood into the big trailer, and this is for a full cord, and this is for a customer that always gets a full cord every fall. It's what he gets every year, and he's been doing it for, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 years, and he always wants oak. He loves oak. So this year I suggested to him, I said, hey, you know, Bernie, that's his name, Bernie, I said, you know, I've got a lot of hard maple. You've never tried that. I also have hickory. You've never tried that. I also have beech. You've never tried that. This other stuff is pretty good. And I said, you know, oak's great wood. But I said, this hard maple is every bit as good. Burns a little easier, has a little more flame, lasts just as long, puts just as much BTUs out. I said, the beech is similar. Hickory lasts even a little bit longer yet. I said, do you want to try some of that this year? He says, well, I really like the oak. He says, well, what if we did 2 face cords or 2/3 of a cord of the oak and then just give me 1/3 of the maple? I said, awesome. I said, this stuff is cut smaller. It's a smaller split, which he likes, a real small split. He's got a real small firebox in his house because it's an insert. And he said, if it's small, I'll take it. That sounds good. So that's how I'm selling people some of the wood that I've got lots of, and I got tons of it back here. This pile back here, a lot of it's gone already. I'm going to take you guys back here so you can see. Now this pile, I originally had 5 semi-loads, and it started right here. So everything from here to there is already gone. So I've got probably, I don't know, a semi-load and a half gone, maybe 2, because I took a bunch from the other side. But this stuff is hard maple with a little bit of ironwood in it. And it's what's going to go into the trailer right now for Bernie. We're going to put in the maple first, and then we're going to pull over to the oak, fill that up. And then this load is not going to be delivered till the end of the day. But I'm here this morning. I want to get this one ready to go. And I got another delivery to do this morning in about 1.5 hours, 2 hours, something like that. I'm going to get that loaded and then go deliver that and then come back. So that's what's going to happen. So a lot of days when I've got many deliveries, I'll load the day before. But last night I didn't get done till dark with the jobs I was doing. And I had intentions of loading all this up last night, but it never happened. So I got here this morning. I'm going to load up this trailer and the other trailer. And like I said, a lot of times when I've got multiple deliveries, I'll load both trailers and my truck. So say in this trailer here, I can get a full cord, or I can get a full cord in 1/3. So I'll load that up with whatever that bigger delivery is. Then I'll load up the baby dumper, the small dump trailer that can fit 2/3 of a cord or 2 face cords. And I'll have that ready to go. And then my truck, I can put a face cord or 1/3 of a cord in and I can deliver that. And a lot of times I'll try to do the small delivery first, get that one done. And the reason I use my truck a lot of times for deliveries, I shouldn't say a lot of times, maybe 20% of the time I'll use just my truck. And the reason I use it is sometimes, like yesterday, I did a delivery way over to a campground. If you saw that video, you should have seen it. That was 35 miles away. So instead of pulling my trailer the whole way, I just throw it into the truck, fits just fine. In a campground or in a small garage, if somebody's got a real tiny garage and they want me to back into their garage or around their house to the backyard, if I take the truck, it's real easy to negotiate in some of those tight spaces, and I can get between houses, you know, around stuff real easy. I can get right into where it needs to go, and it's actually pretty easy to do it that way. It literally takes me 5 minutes to toss it off to get rid of a face cord or 1/3 of a cord. So that's why I do that quite often. It works out really nice. And then, of course, the baby dumper, I can get 2 face cords or 2/3 of a cord in that, and that's nice and small too. I can also get that into a garage or around a garage pretty easily because it's smaller. And then the bigger trailer, I'm pretty much limited to what I can do. So we're going to toss this baby full of wood, not full, but 3/4 full. Time to get chucking. So look at there, there's some hard maple in there. Now, some of you would say, because I get this on the channel a lot, if you just throw it in loose, you can't know how much wood you have. Yes, I can. I've been doing this for 50 some years. I have cut, stacked, and delivered thousands of cords of wood. Thousands, tens of thousands probably. And after I stack a load, stack a pile of a cord or a face cord and throw it in, I know how much I have. But with this, what I did was I threw in what I thought looked like a third of a cord or a face cord, and then I threw some extra in. So I think that's probably, if I was to guess, it's probably a third of a cord plus maybe a little bit more. So I threw that in, and then next I'm gonna go over to the oak and throw that in. And then people are gonna also say, oh, how can you know how much is a full cord if you just throw it in loose? Because like I said, I've put in thousands of cords of wood into my trailer, and I know when I fill this to this level right here, to this board, and I have it pretty much level across, side to side, front to back, it's a full cord. So then what I do is when I think I got it where it looks like a full cord, I throw some extra in. People always get extra. So a few armfuls extra wood, and I don't have to stack. It's the way to go. Saves tons of time and effort. So there it is, nice and clean, not scooped up with a bucket with a skid steer, which I get a lot of customers from people that have bought wood from someone who used a skid steer to scoop up their wood off of the ground, and they get, you know, piles of dirt and rocks and debris and stuff like that. This is all nice and clean, hand tossed in, and that's one of the things I do in my advertising is I hand load it so you're not getting tons of scrap. You're not getting branches and sticks and dirt and rocks and all that crap. There was a guy delivered to, about 3 years ago for the first time. I dumped the wood out, pulled away, and he looked, he came out and he says, oh my gosh, because he bought a full cord. He said, the last guy that dumped a load, he said, I ended up with 6 wheelbarrows full of dirt, bark, branches, and rocks. He said, there's nothing in here, it's clean. I said, yeah, it's because I hand load it and I put it on pallets so all the debris falls down through as I'm digging through. I'll show you over here what happens with a lot of the debris as I'm loading. All the debris is, goes down to the ground here. And being that this is on pallets, it's still off the ground. So this will get all cleaned up eventually. And a lot of guys that would be scooping this up is all that debris and all the loose dirt and stuff would get scooped up with a bucket and then they would dump it in. The only way to really get rid of that is if you've got a disc cleaner or a barrel tumbler, and you can tumble it and clean it out as you load it. And most of the big guys that produce thousands of cords of wood a year, selling it by the semi-load, that's what they do. So I'm not that big yet. Maybe someday. Okay, let's go throw some oak on. All right, so I just backed up to the oak bin here, and as you can see, I'll show you guys here. I'll move you over here. Look at how little bit of oak is left. This thing was full like 2 weeks ago, like heaping full. I don't know how many cords I've delivered out of here, but I don't know, a couple dozen, a lot. It's going fast. And what's left here is maybe 3 full cords. And the wood that's over there, that is all white oak. I've been taking it as I find it in here and tossing it over there because I've got a couple guys that want white oak for smoking, so kind of separating it because most people don't know the difference, and it's actually quite hard to tell when I'm looking into the wood here as I'm pulling it out because it's so similar. If you put it side by side, you can kind of tell, but I've been throwing it all over there, and then of course the red oak is going into the trailer here. So we're gonna toss in a couple thirds of a cord here, finish this baby off. There it is, full cord, 2/3 of a cord, no, 3/3 of a cord, and 3 face cords if you like to say it that way, 3 ricks, 3 rings, 3 rows. It's in, and it's just a little bit more than a full cord because if I go to this board right here, and you can see if you look from here, it's a little bit over that, and here's the board right here. If I go to that crack across, it's just a little bit over that. So I'm always okay with giving people a little bit more than they pay for. They're always happy. It's easy for me and it works good. So now we got this one loaded. I just disconnected it. Now we're gonna hook up the baby dump trailer right over here, and we're gonna put in 2/3 of a cord of wood into that thing, and then we're gonna go deliver it right now. So this order was for 1 face cord or 1/3 of a cord of oak, and then mixed hardwood for the other face cord or 1/3 of a cord. So I'll get 2 in here. So I put the oak in first and back, and it's probably a little bit more than a face cord or 1/3 of a cord, but I'll just finish it off with the rest of the stuff. When I backed up to these bins over here, you can see there's a couple bins. That's got a bunch of birch in it, and then I got a bunch of birch back here. And the reason I'm going there is I want to get this birch, some of it out of here. Well, I'm going to get all of it out of here eventually, because we want to open this up so that we can plow through here with snow in the wintertime. Because if you go back this way, you can see we got all these bins here, and this middle bin is going to be gone. And then we'll be able to just shove all the snow right through here and right out, because the corn will be gone, obviously. Because this big bin is here, and we got a big bin way over there, so we can go around that side, and then around this side, and around this big bin here. So basically got to plan ahead for the winter time for where the snow is going to go, because, you know, we could get 3-4 feet, or we could get none like last year. But we got to plan for it just in case. So that's what's happening. So we're going to take a bunch of birch out of here, and then I'm going to go over and we're going to take some maple probably too. So I'll put like half birch, half maple, because he said mixed hardwood is fine for the other half, because he wanted to try oak, and he said whatever else you got is fine. So that's what we're going to put in right now. There it is, 2/3 of a cord, 2 ricks, 2 ranks, 2 rows, 2 face cords, as I like to call it in the Midwest and a lot of the other parts of the world. Face cords, that's what we go by. If you don't like it, sorry. So it's in. I did half of it, 1 face cord or 1/3 of a cord of oak, and the other 2/4 is hard maple and birch that I put in. So that's in. Now, one of the things I want to mention here is that a lot of people tell me on the channel, you know, they're always telling me how to do things. You should do it this way, you should do it that way. You know, if you got a piece of machinery and you did a bucket and a fork and grapple, you could load all this stuff without having to touch the wood. The number one reason I do this is to get exercise. I'm almost 100 years old. Well, not quite, but I feel like it some days. I do this because I need exercise. Most people don't get enough exercise. Matter of fact, lack of exercise is what kills you, and that's the reason I do this. That's why I started doing firewood. I enjoy working outside. I enjoy it. Everything's better when you get exercise. If I could do 1 hour to 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day of manual labor, everything's better. I sleep better, I eat better, number 2 is better, everything is better. So I enjoy doing this. A lot of people are telling me, you know, I should get more mechanized and do everything, you know, with machinery, and that would be fine. But I don't want to be a 300-pound bowl of pudding. I actually want to maintain what I've got for a little bit of muscle I have left here, and try not to put any more weight on. I try to stay, you know, close to what I am. When I got out of high school, I was about a 160, 165. Right now, I'm probably like 180. I would like to lose 5-10 pounds, but I like doing this. And there's a lot of guys that run machinery and they end up being blobs and they can't stand up straight because they're sitting all the time. Get off your butt. The chair is the most dangerous thing there is. The less time you spend in it, the healthier you're going to be. When me and my brothers were younger, our dad made us do a lot of manual labor. We made hay loose. We had sheep and we had to clean out our sheep sheds. We had like 100 sheep, and so we had to dig it out with pitchforks, load it onto a manure spreader, and it didn't even work. We just would spread it in the field by hand with pitchforks. We split a lot of wood with a maul. We did all the manual labor, and we used to complain. Our dad would say, just be quiet, someday you're going to thank me because I'm going to make you guys so tough your crap will fight to get down the toilet. That's my dad. Okay, let's go do a dump. I am back in the wood yard, and I'm going to now put on my first delivery for tomorrow morning. It's for 2/3 of a cord, 2 ricks, 2 rings, 2 rows, 2 face cords. Gonna fill the trailer all the way with this stuff over here. This is hard maple mostly, a little bit of ironwood, a little bit of ash, but mainly hard maple. And this is going to the restaurant that I deliver to, the pizza restaurant all the time. First thing tomorrow morning, so I'm gonna get it loaded right away, and that way it's good to go in the morning. So I like to work ahead, and that's what we're gonna do right now. There it is, the load for tomorrow morning. Right now we're going to be doing the big dump with the other trailer. Here we go. I have once again returned to the wood yard, and I've got yet one more load to put on. Now this load is going to be tomorrow's second load because I already loaded the little trailer earlier today, and I just got done with this dump that I just did with this trailer, and I got to do the same thing again. But this time we're going to put a face cord or a third of a cord of maple on, and then we're going to do 2 face cords or 2/3 of a cord of hickory for 1 full cord. And that's going to be put on, and then tomorrow morning I will have both my loads ready to go right away. So that's what's going to happen. The sun is going down quickly. It's that time of year when we get less and less daylight. I like the fall, but I wish the days were longer. So anyway, we're going to chuck some wood again right now. There we go. We just finished the load for tomorrow. Bert came out and he was bending over, throwing wood, and I'm going to have to do some editing because I think there was some crackage.
Yeah, there might be some crackage in there.
We'll have to do some special editing. You seem to be good at that.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've found that out the hard way myself for a couple of my own videos.
I used to complain to him all the time that I had to edit a lot of crack monsters out, and he's like, "What are you talking about?" And then now that he's editing his own videos, he's starting to find out
Yep.
a little too much of the vertical smile.
Yeah, don't ever put your back to the camera.
That's the rule of thumb. There you go, the load is on. This will be delivered tomorrow. Come on back 5:30 a.m. I got 2 deliveries tomorrow. They're both already loaded. See you then. Good night, Irene.